Thanks for joining me for another video, and instead of this ball versus that ball, the P2 and P3 are pretty obvious companions, and while the similarities and the way they complement each other makes for a short and easy list, we'll go down a side road and get into the applications and options these two as a pair give you. As I've mentioned on the other videos, the velocity core they share is rolly, revving, and aggressively continuous. As it winds up, it continues to gain momentum, which gives you a wide range of uses and offers quite a bit of physical versatility despite the strong personality of the core. Because it's so strong and consistent, it offers you a multitude of ways to harness it instead of control and manipulate it like you can with more pliable balls like the Rotogrip Wildstreak. So obviously these two are windy and continuous due to the velocity core, which creates a familiar and obviously similar motion on the lane, but that's delivered in quite different ways by the traction and friction response characteristics of the two. TX16 that's on the Phaze 2 is early and smooth, R3S Hybrid that's on the Phaze 3 is super clean and quick. Between these two balls, I have the absolute widest range of lane coverage out of maybe any other ball combination out there. The windy nature of the core means I can get straight and zip it down the lane without having to try and shape it myself. The slow nature of the P2 cover is going to help minimize the bounce on friction to help keep it on line and from moving too soon, but the core is going to help it wind up and turn so I can be nicer to it at the bottom. Once I get to about 4th arrow, the slower nature of the cover starts to lose some pocket presence despite still having the ball motion to get back up to it. This is where the quicker nature of the Phaze 3 comes into play. I'm still getting the windy aggression of the core, but the friction response helps it boom back. The friction response makes it more sensitive the further right I get, but it makes it more powerful the deeper I get because the cover is so clean that it's not using or burning anything until it hits friction, so it has all that energy focused into moving on the back end. The revving of the core is what helps stabilize it, so it's not using much, if any, of that energy to change direction, so it all goes into response and movement. The Phaze 2, by contrast, is able to have an earlier and smoother cover because the core is helping it shape and move. This gives you the ability to both shape it more if you want, or to ease out of it and let the natural tendencies take over more. As far as a direct ball-to-ball comparison, I still feel that the Phaze 2 is the more versatile ball of the two, at box surface at least. Similar surfaces would likely bring them closer, but the cover differences would still lean them in the same directions, just not quite as far. At the same time, that's like saying one ball is slightly less versatile than quite possibly the most versatile ball out there, period. So the level of versatility versus the benchmark for the Phaze 3 is still pretty outstanding and higher than most. Time will tell if it's an even better combination than my Phaze 2 and Idle Pearl have been, but it's definitely not worse, just different. Thanks for watching.